You're gone? What does that mean? Oh, there you go. No, you told me that I was on the wrong scene by doing that, so thank you. Ugh. I hate that about this game, man. They don't freaking stop talking. Just open the damn gate. Shut up. I can't wait for Ultimate, man. I'm probably never gonna play the campaign again. I get so tired of this. Like, why do they have just so many paragraphs to talk about? Let me play the video game. Shut up. They need to, like, open a live journal or something and talk there instead of in the game. That's what makes this game such a drag. It's like the game is so fast-paced, but you can't enjoy it because the characters talk so much. I'm remembering just how annoying it is having to play this again on the Switch. Yeah, the Orochi characters are getting buffed. There is no free mode in this, that's the thing. Oh, you always have to listen to them talk about their life story every single time you play, which really kills the flow. I don't know why they made this so story heavy. Nobody cares about the story. Played this shit for like 100 hours. I have no clue what the story is. Here we go again. More talking. You guys don't do shit, so shut up and open the damn door. It's like a full minute of just talking. Oh no, they never talked this much. The only time they really talked this much in the older games was if you had like a metric ass ton of message lag. Like if you straight up like speed ran the level and you took out like every officer on the map and you cleared it in like 2 minutes or something, then you would get a ton of message lag. But here it's not so much message lag, it's just the gate won't open until they're done talking. There's not even really a chance for message lag, really, because the game is scripted to not allow you to progress until they've said everything they need to say. Which is what kills the pacing. That's why I'm really excited for Infinite Mode, even though I know a lot of people aren't excited for it. I love this game's combat system. It's just playing it is a real drag sometimes. This is a perfect example right here. Wouldn't be surprised if like a huge chunk of the budget for this game was just hiring all the voice actors. That would not surprise me at all. I think this game costs like barely anything to make, but bringing back all the dozens of voice actors costs more. And it's one reason why it's so hard for them to make these games, is they have to basically bring like an ensemble cast of voice actors to make it. Here we go again. I can't progress because he won't stop talking. Yeah, there's no reason to ever respec in this game. I think they'll be actually even more useless in the new one, because you're going to be able to reincarnate. And I assume that your skill tree actually remains intact every time you do that. I think the DLC for this is like the worst DLC I've ever bought. I don't buy a lot of DLC, but the season pass for this is pretty bad. The only thing that's really good is the Sacred Treasures. I went ahead and bought those again. I didn't bother buying the levels. I will probably have to buy Challenge Mode, because apparently none of the season pass stuff carries over. I mean, if you buy Ultimate by itself, it doesn't come with the Season Pass content from Vanilla. But the Season Pass is like double the price on the Japanese eShop. So I just bought the treasures. That's obviously worth it. Especially since everybody's going to be able to switch between them now. Yeah, there's like five tile sets in this game. Even the DLC is the same tile sets. It probably cost them more money to bring the actors back to record the lines than it did to actually make those levels, because they're all very recycled, the same thing. The only enemies that are a consistent threat are playable officers. That this game has more unique officers than any other game, so it's not really a big deal. The game's still balanced in a way where if you're not attacking, you don't have an aggressive playstyle, and you let them attack you, you'll pretty much die. It's very easy to get one shot in this game. Far easier than any other Muso game, really. But the problem is if you've been playing for a long time and you know how to chain things together and keep a good combat flow going, then nothing really gets a chance to attack. Which is part of the fun of the game, is just kind of maintaining really strong offense. But like I said, the constant scripted events and stuff and how much they talk and everything kind of limits how fast you can go. Rico, they're adding plus 20 abilities to everything in Ultimate. Should be done with this by tomorrow, then it's just a matter of grinding out the camp. But the camp's going to take a really long time. I don't remember how to max out the camp quickly. I may have to watch my old videos. Because they're adding new camp features too. So I need to make sure I at least have the 4 corners done. Like the borders and everything need to be done by the time it releases, so that I can try out the new stuff. Which is why I'm just using the same 3 characters. I'm just using the broken stuff. This is my 3rd time playing this, so I'm just like strictly business right now. I was not expecting to get a $94 donation to cover Ultimate completely. So I kind of need to haul ass and get this done. I got like 1 whole chapter done today. I have like 700,000 on my PC file, so I won't need to do anything there. I have like all the elements maxed out too, the tree is maxed out. I should be able to just get all the new stuff right away. Sorry, my acid reflux is acting up. It's late at night, it gets worse. No, it's not late, it's only 8:30, but still. Come on, stop talking, please. No one cares, Robbie Rotten. Shut up. Open the gate, please. My god, man. Why do they need to talk so much? It's not that important. Man, they're still going. Sometimes it's like a full minute or more before you can actually play again. What is with the horse, like, tweaking out? It won't go away. And now for another minute of them not shutting up. Can't believe you can't skip this. I wonder if turning off the voices makes them stop talking faster. Please let me play the video game and stop talking. Thank you. Only two of them are worth playing. Yeah, the first one is the best one. The others are not worth playing at all. Because they're mostly just scripted events and talking. Yeah, none of them are like Itsukushima. That's actually a very good point. That's why the season pass for this is generally not worth buying. It's not as bad outside of Japan, but the season pass for this is like $35. It cost me like $15 to get the sacred treasures in that first level. I'll have to get the challenge mode, but I'll do that later on. How fast could I have done that if they didn't talk? Probably like twice as fast. I like the windstorm element, so I might get it. I get paid in a few days. Right now I'm a little low on cash. I spent like 12 bucks on Critical last night to get a day break. I don't really have any gaming budget until the 9th. But yeah, I probably don't need it. Dynasty Warriors 9 Special Edition is basically just them saying that they're done supporting it, which I think is a good decision. They're like spamming their fiscal year like crazy in the next few months. They've got this is coming out, and then they have One Piece Part Wars 4, Neo 2, and Persona 5 Scramble, like all within the next 3 months. They don't really need to be devoting any resources to Dynasty Warriors 9 anymore. The last update was a joke anyway. They just added a new difficulty mode where they basically just added like 5 zeros to the enemy HP, and they called it a harder difficulty, and it doesn't even drop anything new. That's what's dumb about it. It takes like minutes to fight one officer, and there's no equivalent reward for it. You don't get like an extra gem chance or anything. It's just the same thing you've already been doing for a year, but it takes 10 times longer. So I think if that's all they have to offer for free updates, then yeah, they should stop and move on to the next game. I like that they kept supporting the game. I think they definitely made it a lot better over time, but they're only going to add crap like that. That's not really worth anyone's time. I tried it for a couple minutes. I was going to make a video about it, and it took me like 2 or 3 minutes to take out a generic officer. I'm like, oh, this is just trash. It's not even worth my time. It's like they ran out of ideas and resources, so they just gave up. Last update was last month, yeah. I think it was in September. I kind of stopped covering the game because I got tired of all the toxic random nobodies saying I'm an idiot for still playing it. That was really wearing down my mental health, so I stopped covering it myself. I've only played it on the channel a couple times since then, mostly just to test my new computer, because I upgraded my graphics card earlier in the summer. But after that, I just completely moved on. I don't want to deal with those people anymore. People that have like a hate boner for Koei and complain about them, which is understandable. The only way things get changed is by complaining and not buying the games, but at the same time, if you're just coming on my videos and complaining about it, how much you hate it, despite watching every single thing I put up, then that's not the kind of thing I need to be dealing with. It's not good for me, it's not good for you guys either, to just have to deal with those toxic nobodies all the time. It's fine to not like the game, but don't watch every facet of content that's put out for it and complain and tell people they're stupid for playing it. Like, find a better use for your time. Seriously. You don't have a lot of time on this planet. Like, seriously, spend your time consuming something you enjoy. Don't make people who do enjoy it, or at least just playing it, miserable. It's died down, but every time I did play that game, some of those people would come back, and I got really tired of it. PS4 for the better frame rate. I mean, not PS4, Steam. Yeah, the PC port's actually quite good. I can play it for you after this if you want. At the end of my stream, I'll play the PC port for a little bit. It's actually one of their best ports that they've done. There was a problem with the performance, because I had the game 2 weeks early because I'm a content creator and they gave me the key, like, before it released. There were some problems with the performance, but they actually fixed it within like a week, which is crazy to me. Because they never really fixed Dynasty Warriors 9. That game always needed like a quantum-powered PC to run. Even now, it maxes out my CPU. But the Warriors Orochi 4 port's pretty good. The only thing that really tanks the performance is the particle effects. Which is mostly just if you're playing the game at a high level and you're putting a bunch of crap on the screen. Yeah, their ports are getting better slowly. They're still not like Capcom tier. But they are starting to realize it's worth it to actually make a PC port that doesn't suck. PC games have such a longer shelf life. Let me drink some water, hold on. Like, they can sell a PC game for much longer than they can a console game. So when you put out a shitty port, it hurts their bottom line. And a lot of the Japanese publishers are actually finally starting to understand that. Like the Tales games, for instance, I think have sold the most on PC. And they've only been putting those on PC for like the past, like, 3 years or so. Like, long after they stopped selling on consoles outside of, like, sales and stuff, they're still selling on PC. And all of those ports are actually pretty good. I just game on PC because console performance is garbage, and it's only gotten worse this generation. Felt like console performance peaked with the PS2, and then it just started getting progressively worse. PS3 games were like barely 30 FPS. And the PS4 has like a straight up laptop CPU, so it can't run a lot of things at 60 FPS. I really hope the PS5 will actually have good stuff in it. Consoles are kind of becoming irrelevant if you have a good gaming PC. Everything gets ported to PC now. Developers, especially Japanese publishers and stuff, have realized that there's a lot of money in making a good PC port. It's like both Japanese exclusives and console exclusives are kind of a thing to the past. At least for like stuff like this, it's all going to be on PC. But the discrepancy between performance will definitely be a lot smaller next gen. It won't be like a massive difference like it is now between like a base PS4 or Xbox One and a PC. There's no word on Neo 2. I think it's actually a paid exclusive, which really sucks. Because it's like uncapped and it's a dynamic resolution, which is not a good combination. Especially for a game like that, where you mess up once, you're dead. You definitely want a stable frame rate. The action mode, which is the only one that runs at 60 FPS, is dynamic resolution. Well, the Neo 1 port wasn't released until they had basically stopped supporting the game on console. Like, all the DLC and patches were out, and they just put everything in one pack. So that's probably what will happen here. They'll probably offer to give me that game for free early, but I don't know if I really want to play it. I mean, Neo was fun in, like, small doses, but it wasn't really my kind of challenge. I was getting really frustrated playing it. I felt like a lot of the elements in the game, like the defense stuff, served no purpose, because you just get one-shot by everything. It says a lot that you have to have, it's like required to have Quick Change 3 for the endgame stuff, because literally everything one-shots you. The skeleton, like, coughs on you when you die. I didn't really like that aspect of it. It started to feel more and more artificial as the difficulties went on. It wasn't actually challenging anymore, it's just basically you can't ever make a mistake. You have to play perfect all the time. I'll give the second one a chance, but I'm not really excited for it. Apparently, according to a lot of people, the beta was like really overtuned, like artificially hard and stuff like that. If Neo 2 is less artificially difficult, or it at least gets artificially difficult slower, then maybe I'll play it. I won't have to pay for it, but I don't really know what kind of meaningful content I could make for it. I wasn't very good at it. My damn throat. It's irritated right now, I'm sorry. Yeah, a lot of people like the new elements in Neo 2, but apparently they're very overtuned. Getting close to the end. Yeah, the Neo community is it's actually pretty nice. They're all really nice people. Which is kind of ironic when you think about it, because the game is very difficult, and difficult games usually tend to attract elitists. But the ones on Twitch are all like really nice people. They're all willing to help others, like new players and stuff. They're very receptive to answering questions. They're all really cool people. I just didn't like the game enough to really bother getting that good at it. I definitely could have. I mean, I played pretty much action games exclusively. It's not like I couldn't get good at it. It just wasn't my kind of challenge. Maybe the second one will be more for me. I don't know. Yeah, you're probably right. Okay.
どういう作戦かよくわからねえが。いいぜ、任せとけ。砦に着くまで関連殿を援護せねばな。この程度では信長。は満たされんだ。
三成将軍、見事な働きだったようだな。このような貨幣でよくぞ状況を覆した。
お前たち俺のことを知っているのか。はい、もっと早く火星に来たかったのですが、とりあえず今は目の前の敵を倒しましょうか。お前が真の三国武装だぜ。
もっと厄介な状況になっているかと思ったが、人の子らの活躍で僕に任せて、僕に任せて、僕に任せて、僕に任せて、僕に任せて、僕に任せて、僕に任せて、僕に任せて、僕に任せて、僕に任せて、僕に任せて、僕に任せて。
ほら出てきやがれ。砦にこもってんじゃねえぞ無能が。この選ばれた人間、小指揮を無能だと。私の力思い知らせてやるよ。
まだまだだね。
その先へ進むとしよう。
商会が並びすぎる。仕方がない。私一人で何とかしよう。
知れ知れ。
まだだね。私が終わらせてやる。僕が倒したよ。次に会う時。
Sorry, I'm not talking that much. I think my throat's just dry. I coughed up some phlegm too. Probably just something stuck in there, but yeah, I'll have to keep muting and unmuting the mic.
安心しろ、人の子らよ。
I'm not sick or anything, just probably just clogged a little bit.
この世界に降り立ったもの。
つまりジョカたちの仲間ということか。何か有益な情報があれば教えてもらいたい。
無論そのつもりだ、三成将軍。
信長の
すべては
私の力が必要ならば行くしかありませんね。
いい気分だね。
戦場
Do I recommend Sumeragi? Yeah, it's a great game. It's always on sale too. There's a translation blog that you can use. Also, I put up a metric ass ton of guides myself when it came out. So the language barrier is covered. Also, if you have a smartphone, you can just translate things with the Translate app. And translating apps were not as advanced as they are now. So that's a nice little bonus. It's almost always on sale. I'll actually check for you right now. Hold on. I think it got a permanent price drop, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it's 3,000 yen, so about $33. Yeah, it's a great game. Although it has the opposite problem of this game. Like, every map in this is basically the same. So you can just kind of turn your brain off and just have fun, which is part of the fun of Musou games to begin with. But in Sumeragi, a pretty significant chunk of the levels are very gimmicky. So you don't really get a lot of chances to just enjoy the combat uninterrupted. That's the game's biggest downfall, but the combat is still the best in the genre, by far. It's just, the gimmicks are fun the first few times you do them, but eventually when you start wanting to actually get good at the game, it gets kind of frustrating that you can't just play and not worry about the minigame or something. That's definitely the worst part of it. Yuki Den has a just a straight up bloody palace, but it doesn't have tag mode. So it's like 1 step forward, 2 steps back. The only reason I don't play Sumeragi more is because it's such a difficult game to play when you just want to mess around with the combat. You have a very small selection of levels that allow you to just have fun. Which, if I hope they make another one, I hope they find a better balance. As it sucks that such a great combat system just doesn't really give you a lot of, like, gimmick-free applications to use it. Working retail and Christmas sucks. I hate the music, personally. The music is very annoying.
空様ご本人はどこなのでしょうか。そうだな。時間を稼いでいる者たちがやられてしまう。
Another minute of talking, I'm sure, right now. I can't work a regular job due to my mental illness, which is why I upload every day and stuff. Yeah, it's kind of a blessing in disguise, really. Seems like people are getting more and more inconsiderate and rude. Can't just treat other people like fellow humans. Have to be assholes to everybody and stuff. It's a shame. Can't just help each other out. It's crazy how much you can make, like, the retail worker's life better by actually being an understanding person. Like, understanding that things go wrong, people make mistakes and stuff, and not being an asshole and asking for the manager and stuff. It's like not a difficult concept. Just treat people the way you want to be treated. Unfortunately, people forget that. You're taught that as a kid, and they just forget how to do that. Treat people like fellow humans. Don't be a dick. It's not rocket science, but people make it like it is.
同術を試してみるか。
What's up, man? I don't know. I don't know why you're asking me that. It's a really weird question. I'm actually making pretty decent money right now for a single person without a lot of bills. I mean, I get by because I have a part-time job kitty sitting and the pay is decent. I mean, for someone who doesn't need a lot of money. Let's get bodied. Everybody's got Slay and max agility, so he just gets destroyed. Which is the point. I'm trying to just get through this. I'm not able to relocate, and I don't know if I can really handle the stress right now. You have to realize I've been to the doctor, like, countless times the past, like, 3 years since my relapse of my anxiety disorder for symptoms and stuff. I have to keep my stress levels down. Like, stuff from panic attacks to chronic pain. I don't think working a regular job is wise for me right now. Yeah, that's better discussed in private. Thank you.
報告。この世界に新たに英雄。
あれ
銀兵。ずい。
Go ahead, man. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you.
すでに到着していたか。呂布とアレスが戦っているようだ。あの者たちを退け、新たな英傑を救出するんだ。まだまだだね。先ほどはまだまだね。我らが先に接触する。本当に息子かよ。嬉しいぜ。お前が助けに来てくれるなんてよ。助けられるなんて涙が出るぜ。けどよ、なんでお前たちも嫌がるんだ。事情は後ほど説明。戦士がいるということは曹操殿も来ている。察しがいいじゃねえか。殿はこの先だ。一緒に助けてくれ。させてやろう。無事であったようだ。貴様は俺を倒しに来たのか。
Human Nessa is exponentially better than Cyborg because they nerfed him. They nerfed Cyborg in this one. C5 doesn't proc elements, which was his best move before. But if you have this Devil Bringer alternate treasure, he's actually quite good. He's fun to play. I'm excited to use this on other characters because one of the problems is a lot of the sacred treasures are really crappy. And they don't really have any kind of utility at all. But being able to switch them completely, I think, will make things a lot more fun. It can make the characters that have different playstyles, even though they have the same movesets. And you can't really do that in this version of the game. They're also buffing a lot of the garbage Sacred Treasures too, apparently. Like the boots. The boots are like the best of the worst. Apparently, I guess the hitbox is going to be adjusted or something. I think the Sacred Treasure concept is a good idea, but it's executed poorly because they're so poorly balanced. There's like 3 or 4, like the Scythe and stuff, that are just exponentially better than every other one. And since you can't change them, the characters with the crappy ones are like just instantly worse. So having the freedom to just change them is going to open up things a lot. Still going to be a very easy game, but at least you'll have more options. No, it won't really matter which ones they have. You can just change them now. Which is something I was actually doing with Cheat Engine last year. There was a Cheat Engine table mod that let you just change them outright. So there was never any like technical issue preventing you from doing that. It's just for whatever reason they thought it was a better idea to lock people to the same one and give the player no choice. Which probably would have been fine if they were better balanced, but like half of them are garbage, or very situational, or both. Like the boots are actually pretty nice as a burst, because they you go a long distance, and you go behind the enemy. So if you use your light magic as a burst, you're actually in a pretty good like position to reposition yourself and start a combo. But offensively, they're garbage. They do no damage. And the hitbox is very awkward because the hitbox is pretty much directly in front of you. But they said that that's one of the things they're going to be adjusting. The DLC boots are actually quite good. The light magic covers a lot of
こ
distance.
こは私が足止めしましょう
Yeah, and the heavy one is a really good combo finisher. You have a bunch of enemies juggled above you and you use the boots, the DLC boot finisher, they're pretty much all going to die. Guaranteed. It's very satisfying to pull off too. But the regular ones are garbage.
殿には生きて乱世を治めていただかねば
お若いのに立派だ切りたくないそれで待たせる気だ早く戦わせろもう少しお待ちそうそうあの時間違いなく何か企んでおります蹴散らしてくれる
3 FPS attack. Get bodied.
少しは手応えが出てきたなその調子で次も俺を楽しませろ曹操殿のおかげでよくを退けることができた協力感謝するいや救われたのは我らださて何が起こっているか話してもらおうなる乱世の先をこの過去を過去を明細様の出番
純文弱
最善の結果だな
かすかに残された清田で
順行くよ
仲間と得意なことをシェアってきた
Taught them how to ride a horse while carrying a baby.
皆にそのような機会があるだろうか
Probably Guanshuo. Ling Tong's EX attack is garbage. It does trash damage and it has a terrible hitbox.
みんなといろんなこと特訓してきちゃったきついと皆と食材を探すのはとても楽しかったわ知らない調理法も
He hasn't had a good moveset in a long time. The Dynasty Warriors 9 one is pretty good. But the best one was definitely Orochi 1 and 2. That was like his best incarnation, because he could just like teleport. He had lightning legs and spinning bird kick. He was a lot of fun to play. He hasn't had as good of a moveset since then. His moveset's been terrible. The one he has in 8 with the Sansetsukan is awful too. Or by proxy, the one he has in this one is really bad. It has like 2 good moves, everything else is terrible.
地下道からせ
猛徳率いる本隊がそろそろ登場するはずだ。
僕が倒したよ。城の出入り口を抑えればまだだね。僕が倒したよ。
I can't believe how much they're releasing in the next few months. Like, they're like competing against themselves. They have like 3 Muso games coming out in the next 3 months. Barely any time to breathe between them. I'm in their content creator program, so the money part won't be an issue for me, but the time... I don't know if I'm really interested in the Persona one because it's giving me bad PTSD to Astral Chain, which has a bunch of just dumb padding and like menial tasks instead of like actual gameplay. I'm not entirely sold on that one. The combat looks decent, but I don't know. I hated Astral Chain. That was like the worst game I bought this year. I know that means by proxy I play pretty damn good games, but I hated that game. I read an interview with Platinum. There was an article about Platinum yesterday about how they're trying to like self-publish and stuff more often. And the guy who was a director of Astral Chain, he was talking about how action games haven't changed. It's like, I read that quote from him and I'm like, well, it's a good thing they haven't changed because the stuff they tried to add to Astral Chain was not fun. They were trying to like break up the action, but they broke it up too much. It was very boring. A lot of it was like borderline walking sim quality stuff. The combat itself was not very polished either. It felt very clunky. It's like, yes, change is necessary in game design for things to actually like, you know, evolve and stuff like that, but you need to change things for a reason. You change things for no reason, it doesn't work out. That's kind of what I felt like with Astral Chain. Stuff like the dodge having no invincibility frames was like a really odd decision. The platforming was like the worst I've ever experienced in anything. Like, there's no real reason for there to not be a jump button. And you take like 10% fall damage every time you fall in that game. It's just like agonizingly bad. So I don't know if Persona 5 Scramble is going to be for me. If it's going to be anything like that game, then I'm really not on board for that. So they're basically like touting that game as like a full-blown sequel to Persona 5, which means it's going to have a bunch of story stuff, and I'm not a fan of the franchise. One Piece I'm definitely interested in. I'll get that day one. I'll try to get a review key as well. Wow, nice. Thanks, game. Why do ladders exist in video games? Just jump up there. You've got to be kidding me. Really? I hated Samurai Warriors 4 too. I returned that game. Basically, the combo system doesn't work at all because they tech out after a few hits. And you have characters in that game with 9 charge attacks. That should probably tell you. It's a very good PC port, though, from what I hear. I just didn't like Samurai Warriors 4 in general. Thought it did a very poor job of revitalizing the ancient movesets. At least in this game, there's like the sacred treasures and the tag combo mechanic to kind of mask the fact that the Samurai Warriors movesets are like 13 years old, but in the actual Samurai Warriors 4 games themselves, you don't have that luxury. I feel like Samurai Warriors 4 as a game it's like a worse package the longer you've been playing these games. If it's like your first one, it's not a bad game at all. But if you've been playing since like the PS2 days, it's just you get really bad deja vu playing it because it's the same movesets. They only like revamped a couple of them. A lot of them actually have been the same since like 2007.
神への道は開かれ、結界を。激しい。さすがは神の軍勢。この大軍化じゃ意気揚々と全部。秀吉様、指揮は私にお願いします。お姉様、引っ張らないでください。ゼウスの面を奪えてやるんだ。会えて嬉しい。清涼の死人。今度こそ私のものに。おお、試練を試練をつけてこう私も見習わない。試練少し休まないと。まだまだだね。
Oh, this room is awful. I remember how bad this room is. This is like the worst room in the game. You get one shot by the birds. That went incredibly smoothly. That was a damn good room. Remember, I died there like 10 times on the first playthrough. Yeah, that room is like it's like a modern Ninja Gaiden game. They can hit you off screen. There's no protection like a DMC game where the enemies can't hit you unless they're on camera. So in that room, you basically just have to just blitz the Griffiths. They're the most dangerous one. The Cyclopes or whatever, they're not really much of a threat. But the Griffins they can one-shot you. It's like every piece of that ice they summon does like half of your health. You can't leave them unattended at all. You have to kill them instantly. There's no other way to do it. I like that it's challenging, but man, that part feels kind of artificial. You're not ever told that the Sacred Treasure attacks actually stagger them. So for the Cyclopes, you can just do like normal attacks and then chain it to a normal magic, and they basically can't hit you. But the Griffins, it doesn't work. Getting hit doesn't cancel their projectiles. So you basically just have to, whoever on your team has the most elements and damage, you just have to keep hoping that they don't summon the projectile. Otherwise you're dead.
申し訳ありません。
ついゼウ
早く言いなさいよ。
戦場ついに総妃から結界を解除しなければ全ての現状は力の見分けができないのだ。さあ、ここまでたどり着けるか。俺はヘルメスの力を使うものだ。開門せよ。
僕が倒したよ。
私に挑むがいい。これでいい。
僕に任せて。
美の女神
I like how I cleared out the monsters that were running away while they're still talking.
水鏡で見ていた通り冷血ぞろいだ。それになんといっても美女が多い。光明神アポロンの力を借りる者。
なぜ闘技場を突破する術が分かった。
No, that Grand Blue game, I forgot about that. That's been vaporware for years. I don't remember how many levels are in the last chapter.
他の者と連れ立っての鍛錬もいいの。毎夜昼は鍛錬、夜は勉強会と休む暇もなかったよ。人のつながりこそが我。
I think the last chapter's of the shortest one. It's been so long since I beat this game, I don't remember. See if I can find a screenshot of it. So I might just finish this tonight. Well, they're not really remasters, they're basically just the PC port on console. I wouldn't really call that a remaster, it's kind of just a port. The remaster was when they were put on PC. They're basically just dumping them on there. That's great for the people who don't have gaming PCs, but at the same time, those games are like $5 every month, so I think it's kind of weird that they're doing it now. I actually have not uploaded tomorrow's video, so I'm not going to be able to finish all this tonight. I like to have my scheduled videos up by midnight. It looks like there's like 12 levels here. There's 13 levels. That's going to take like another probably hour and a half with all the scripted crap. I'm going to try to get like halfway through, and that'll be it for tonight. So once I beat the game, I'm just going to have to grind out the currency and max out the tree, because they're adding, the camp tree is getting a bunch of new features, and some of them are apparently pretty beefy, like extra elements and stuff like that. So I need to make sure I have the, pretty much the whole border of the tree filled out. Because I assume they're going to add to the borders instead of just, like, random places. So once I do that, I can probably just chill, but I guess the main thing is just beating the game, because that's where the new chapter is going to start, and I guess where the new characters will be.
てるね。この隙に攻めさせてもらうよ。
この計算を飛ばしたその記憶に刻みつけて
全ての量を滑りすぎ。
僕と一緒に戦ってよ。はい、心得ました。まだまだだね。心配ありません。
そのための手段がここにある。邪魔を消してくれ。
お前水産
上出来だな。
僕が倒したよ。
オーディンの復活、そしてゼウスの死なのですか。
まさかそんなものは序の口にする。私のこの先
敵を逃がしては部門の恥。弁慶、二手に分かれて追撃するぞ。
おうよ義経様、あっちの連中は俺がぶっ潰してくるぜ。そこから逃がしてはくれぬか。敵の追撃、この高幸福が防いでやるわい。さあ相手をせい。
僕と一緒に戦ってよ。僕が倒したよ。
はい。ボボコしてやる。これが父上の力。俺は主神になったのだ。正しき秩序で世の全てを支配できる。
正しき秩序父上のやり方ではいけなかったというのか。
人間のならこの俺が直々に消してやる。
まだまだだね。
生産せっかく私の力を見せて。正気壊れ。お前はアレスを援護している。
オーディンたちが出てきた。できるが奴らの相手はしたくなかった。だが一体何を持ち込んでれば勝機がある。一人一人自分で倒してしまうと。
まだまだだね。
お前の武勇頼もしい限りだ。そうな気配を感じるぜ。気に食わぬな。オーディンとやら他の神
ちは大丈夫なのだろうか。
赤い家の活動は止められる。
後悔させてやろう。
戦もはかどるわ。
こちらは逃げ切れた。残っている人間は助け合って撤退してほしい。
よっしゃ、みんなうまく撤退できたようだな。あとは終わるんだ。
Hurry up, please. I'm gonna stop after this one. I'll be able to finish this off camera tomorrow. It's only gonna take like another hour, but I gotta upload tomorrow's video. This isn't terribly interesting to watch anyway. I'm kind of just breaking the game. Just trying to get through this as quickly as possible. This is my third playthrough, so I don't really have any. I don't really need to mess around. Just strictly business. Get this done. Let's make sure I can consume all the new content right away and make the videos. That's all that matters.
撤退は成功したね。みんなよく頑張ってくれたお。じゃがオーディンたちの力を思い知ったわ。今後どう戦うか知恵を絞らんとな。
なんとか。
最善の結果だな。
Alright, well, I think I'm gonna upload tomorrow's video, grab a snack. I'm starting to get kind of hungry. I don't know if I'll stream the rest of this. It's kind of boring to watch, honestly. There's another 12 maps in Chapter 5, and then it's probably just going to be farming. There's going to be 10 weapon slots in Ultimate, so actually using the attributes that get you more materials and stuff, those will actually be worth using now. You won't be sacrificing a ton of damage to put those on, so I'm trying to get those maxed out too while I'm at it. But yeah, I need to do some uploading and grab a snack, so I'll probably be on tomorrow. Sunday I have morning kitty sitting shift, and tomorrow I'm not really doing anything, so I'll see what I can do with this, and then probably go back and finish God Eater 3. I did get Darksiders 2 today as well. It was like $3 on Instant Gaming. That's like one of the few stylish action games I haven't really played, so I'll probably be checking that out too. I've got until the 18th to get this done, and the game's going to be finished tomorrow, or maybe even tonight off camera. So at that point, it's just grinding out the currencies, which won't take too long. See you guys later.